Hi Year 2. So far with time, we've been looking at when it's o'clock. So I'm just going to test you. Now I can tell that time without the minute hand even being on there. Some of you might already know what that time is. Well done. Those of you that said it was 4 o'clock. So 4 o'clock in the morning would be warm and cozy in our beds. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we probably just got home from school. You might be having a bit of an afternoon snack. Okay. And then we also spoke about half past. And again, I can tell half past just by the hour hands. Can you remember why? Well done. Because it is, if it's halfway between the two numbers on that clock face, that means it must be half past. And if it's half past, the minute hand is going to be on the 6, because half, you can see that circle there. Can you see with my finger? I've split it up into a half. Okay, half past, the minute hand is on the 6. And this is telling me it's 1:30 because that hour hand has come past 1 and it's in the middle of 1 and 2. This here is 4:30 because the hour hand has come past 4 and it's in the middle of 4 and 5, and my minute hand is on 6. Hopefully we're all feeling good about that, which is good. We're going to move on to looking at quarter past today. Sorry, quarter past and quarter to. So we've done quarters, we've looked at quarters in our lessons, we've looked at halves. If I had that circle, we know that, oh, there we go. We know that half of it, there's my half. That's half of my circle. And that's why we say, because we can imagine that 12 being there, we can imagine that 6 being there. That's why we say when it's on the 6, that minute hand, it's travelled half the way around that hour, which is half past. And actually, we can also say that it is 30 minutes past. And you can see I'm adding all of this onto my clock, and you can do exactly the same thing at home. So anything that's going to help you remember how to tell that time. So for me, I can remember, I could either say half past or I could say 30 minutes past. And the reason why it's 30 minutes past is because in one whole hour, which would take the minute hand all the way around that clock, in 1 hour there is 60 minutes. So 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. I've just written mins there, but that stands as minutes, okay? So that's why half of that hour is 30 minutes. Now, if I'm looking at a quarter, let me show you this circle. Can you see that? Yeah. And now I'm splitting it up into quarters. And if I've got 1/4, from that, can you work out where you think my minute hand will point to on the clock face when a quarter of the hour has passed? Well done if you said this number here. And to remind myself and to remember, I'm going to write, can I fill it on? Oh, just about 1/4 past. And that also means 15 minutes past. So you can write all of this on your clock to help you. So when that minute hand is here facing the 3, that represents 1/4 past, 15 minutes past. So then for us to know what hour we have passed, I need my hour hand. So for example, this would show me it's 1/4 12. That hour hand has passed 12. So it's 1/4 12. This would show me 1/4 because my hour hand is past 1. And can you see, it's not exactly in the middle like it is when it's half past. It's slightly closer to that 1. Okay, so it's 1/4 there. Let me move my hour hand, put it somewhere else. What would it be there? So you've got to think to yourself, well, these are my arrows in what my direction my hands go round. Okay, so that hour hand is past 7. It must be 1/4 past 7. Okay, let's do You might want to, at this point, get your grown-up. You might want to stop the video and you could ask your grown-up maybe to test you some quarter past time. So I could say 11:15. Have a go at showing quarter past, so we know where our minute hand is going to be. Make sure that's the longer one. You might have put an M on it. 11:15. So I'm going to show you, so you can pause it to have a go by yourself. Now I'm going to show you. So my minute hand is there because it's quarter past, and it's 11:15. So I know my hour hand has got to be that little bit past 11. 11:15. Okay, let me give you another one. I would like you now to do 5:15. Have a go at 5:15, so you can pause the video, have a go. Or I'm going to show you now. So 15, my minute hand is on the 3. And it's 5:15. So my hour hand has to be slightly past 5. Not on the 5, because that's when it's o'clock, just that little bit past 5. So that's 5:15. And then the last one, let's do 3:15. Show me 3:15. Okay, and I'm going to show you now, if you've had a go, if you've paused it. Now you'll notice here, the hour and the minute hands are very close together, aren't they? Because we need the 3 a lot here. So 15, we know the minute hand's going to be pointing at the 3. The hour hand is not directly pointing at the 3 because it's not an o'clock. It's going to be slightly past that 3. And that is 15. Now, 2:15, you might be able to work out. Now, this is where it gets a bit tricky. And I'm going to write 2 here, and I'm going to write past here. Because when we're talking about this part of the clock face, we always talk about minutes past. So that's why we've got 15, that's why we've got 30 there, okay? We always talk about minutes past, and I'm going to go into that a little bit more tomorrow, okay? On this side, we don't talk about minutes past the hour anymore. We talk about minutes to the hour, because can you see with this minute hand, it's coming closer and closer and closer and closer back to that 12, which is a new hour of our day. So we talk about minutes past here, but once we reach 30, we start talking about minutes to. Okay, so if it's pointing at the 9, and I'll show you this little circle. So here's our imaginary 9 and our imaginary 3. You can see I've got a quarter to get to the top. There's a quarter there. So we call this 2:15. And what else do you think we call it? So if this is 15 or 15 minutes past, this is 2:15 or 15 minutes to. Okay, so if I was saying it's going to be 4:45, my minute hand is going to be on the 9 because it's 2:45, and that means it's coming up to 5 o'clock. So my hour hand needs to be coming up to that 5, not exactly pointing at the 5. It needs to be just before that 5 to show that it's a quarter to 5. Okay, so it's not exactly on 5, it's just that little bit before it. Okay, if I wanted to say 5:45, this is going to be the side my minute hands is on, 5:45. There's my minute hands, 5:45 o'clock. So it's not past 6 o'clock, it's to 6 o'clock. So my hour hand needs to be slightly pointing, so it's coming up to 6 o'clock. Okay, it's not really close to that 5. Okay, because that's if we're talking about past. Here it's coming up towards to the 6, so I need it quite close to that 6. Okay, let's have a go at 1:45. So I could put my minute hand here, and if it's 1:45, my hour hand is just pointing just towards that 1. It's not at 1 because it's not o'clock, it's just before that 1 there. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of my hands now, and I'm going to say a time, and I would like you can pause the video, have a go, and then press play again, and I'll show the answer. Okay, so 11:45. Okay, so if it's 11:45, there's my hand for 1:45. And it's 11:45, so it's coming up to 12. So I put my hour hand, so it's close to that 12. Okay, it's not exactly on that 12. That time shows me that it's 11:45. If it was 11:45 in the morning, this is where we're probably finishing off our English, getting ready for lunchtime. If it's 11:45 in the evening, or if it's 11:45 at midnight, what we would say, we'd be all asleep. Okay, now let me give you another time. Let's go for 2:45. 3:45. 3:45. So 2:45, I know my minute hand's going to be at 9. 2:45. Okay, so it's got to be coming up to 3. Not on 3, not past 3, to 3. Well done if your clock looks a little bit like that. 2:45. Fantastic. Now listen, because I might mix up my 2:45 and 2:15. Are you ready? Let's go for 10:15. Okay, so I said 1/4 that time, and I know this side of the clock is past. 10, did I say? Oh, dearie me, Miss Fuss is forgetting. I think I said 10. Apologies if I got it wrong. 10:15. So my hour hand is past 10. Brilliant. So it's not 2:11, so it's not close to 11. It's past 10, so I can put it there. And I know it's not halfway between the 10 and 11 because it's not half past yet. Okay, so that's why it's a little bit past 10. Let's go for 7:15. So I've said 1/4 again. So there's my minute hand pointing at the 3 for 1/4. Okay, and then 7:15. So it's just past 7 slightly. There we go. Well done if your clock looks a little bit like that. And then let's do 6:45. So it's 6:45. Right, my minute hand. 1:45. And it's 6:45. It's coming up to 6. My hour hand is there, coming up towards the 6 there. So well done. Pat on the back if that's what your clock looks like. So you can pause this video now, or I'm going to stop it. You can watch it again. You can watch it as many times as you want. But as you think you're ready to do the activities, I'd like you to have a go at those and then check your answers. But you've got this clock now. Okay, if you've written that on, that's brilliant. And you can get your grown-ups to test you every now and then, can't you? Those times, because now we should know o'clock. So let's say that's 5 o'clock. We should be happy with that by now. We should be confident that that's past. Oh, now my hour hand wasn't that great there. It wasn't in the middle of 5 and 6. 5:30, we could say. I could say now from this lesson that that is 5:15. Now here, I would then say 5:45. So my hour hand is coming up towards the 6 there. Okay, and you can test yourself on all of those things. Well done, Year 2. Have a go at the activities, and remember you can tweet us any of your work. Bye.